Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us tonight for our second episode of Sanity series. Yesterday, we had a very special guest, Alexandra Bernas, and we had so much fun listening to her music and how it's been helping her cope with the challenges brought forth by the pandemic that we're currently facing. So, tonight we will be joined by Safran, who is a third year student from McGill University studying political science and international development studies. And welcome, are you here? And
Hello.
how are you?
I'm not sure how to
Safran?
position this. This is kind of gonna be an odd way of holding a camera because I can't put it down like you.
That's totally fine. I'm using a lot of stuff behind my phone just to keep it standing. First of all, thank you so much for waking up so early. I
Yeah,
know
no
uh,
worries.
it's 8 a.m. there,
Yeah,
right?
it's a bit bright and early, but it's all right.
Right. Thank you. I'm so happy to see you again. You're looking gorgeous as ever.
Aw, thanks, Rom.
How have you been?
I've been good. Well, other good as in relatively good with the whole like pandemic, but pretty good lately.
I am so thrilled to have you. As I was saying earlier, you were one of the first few people I thought of when I was thinking of launching this series because you have your own quirky ways of dealing with stress.
Excuse you. Yes, I do have my own quirky ways of dealing with stress, but nothing
Right.
out of the ordinary from other people, I'm sure.
Why don't you tell us about the things that are actually helping you?
So now I hope that you're not really calling me out for other stuff, but I
Oh yeah,
mean,
beware, beware.
out of the ordinary. It's not really out of the ordinary, but um, when you asked me the question how I deal with stress with the whole pandemic, I immediately thought about the way that, us as humans, and this may seem like a very sappy answer, but we really
Mm,
seek to have human connection. But with the whole pandemic, I find myself in a privileged position to be able to call friends, to talk to them on a daily basis. And that's how I deal with the whole loneliness aspect. If I don't have that opportunity, then I resort to trying to find myself in a way that I can express it through music or through drawing, through any type of other activity. And if I just really want to feel sad, then I feel sad because you can't prevent yourself from not feeling these emotions during
mm-hmm.
this period of time because, bottling it up isn't gonna solve anything.
When we were talking earlier, and you said that you try your best to deal with stress, with loneliness, and all these things, the emotional challenges because of the pandemic.
Hmm.
I was really struck when you said, "Yeah, I try to do all these things." But sometimes when you feel sad, just be sad. What's so wrong with being sad? And I just love that because it's very easy to think that um, we always have to deal with sadness. You know what I mean?
I do understand. Like, it's very important. I mean, I value this a lot because when you first reached out to me about doing a Sanity series, I thought, oh, that's so romantic of you to try to reach out to people in order to bring us all together. And this is like a wonderful idea to boost morale and not only boost morale, but also to acknowledge the feelings that people are feeling. It's
Mm-hmm.
um, it's important to recognize the sadness that people are feeling or the frustration or anxieties, but it's also important to acknowledge that there are things that we can go through with it and that we're not alone in this situation. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something very important.
I want to ask this question because earlier today you said that there are one of the main things that's helping you is music. We've done music for a long time together. How exactly does music help you? Because for Alex,
Hmm.
it's the process of singing, putting yourself into the character of the performer. You know what I mean? For you, how does it work?
Ever since show choir, I discovered that music was a big outlet for me in terms of like
Mm.
expressing myself, and it was fun to be able to share that with people because I never had the confidence. And that's like the story that everyone has when you enter
Mm.
something that you really like. I've never realized that music could have been, or music has been, such an impactful thing in my life.
Mm-hmm.
During this pandemic, I often find myself going to my piano or my ukulele because those are the two instruments, and singing. All I just wanted to elaborate is just music since middle school has been significant in my life because it was the only way I could actually be heard. As weird of a story that is, it's the only way that people actually could hear me out. And when they could hear me sing, they like saw me for who I was, as sappy and as cheesy as that is. I hate the sap, but it's true. Before then, I used to be like quite shy and timid, still
Right.
am. But
Yeah.
through our music, through show choir, and with you through theater, those were outlets, creative outlets that we found that
Right.
enabled us to express ourselves better and to be, the people who we are today. When I sing, I don't position myself in the, as the writer or whoever's singing it. I position myself as me singing the song. Um, and whatever the feeling is evoked through that music, then, you do feel it. Even if it is a sad song, it feels good to sing a sad song sometimes because it's like a cathartic release.
Mm-hmm. And it puts you in a different, it puts you in a different time, a different setting, a different world.
Mm-hmm.
It lets you leave yourself for a moment and just forget about reality. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I also noticed with theater. That's why I really loved it. And you know how much we loved it for
We
five
we
years,
definitely loved
five
our
years.
theater.
um, Multiple performances outside of school, and then we even went to Malaysia, which was amazing. It was an amazing experience, not only because we could express ourselves and put ourselves in different characters, but also we could create the character that we want to put ourselves into. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
amazing about it. And same thing with music. Going back to what you're saying, you can try to modify the characters that you want to be in, because it's up to you how you want to interpret music. Now, more on that, what about music allows you to express yourself better, do you think? What about music allows you to express yourself?
No, I don't consider now I don't consider myself to be particularly like good, but that's just a personal opinion just because I do it for fun and for leisure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about music that it's an outlet.
Right.
I don't know how to better say it. Some people who are
I think I do understand what you're trying to say. It's like music has this power that you just can't explain. It has this healing power that's inexplicable,
oh,
and sometimes it just amazes you. We talked about music, and during our short discussion a while ago, you mentioned that there are other things that that you try to engage in other
mm-hmm.
activities like drawing. I didn't even know that you draw. I'm not sure if our audience members have questions, but I think I've conveyed basically what I wanted to share tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to this what I wanted this episode to be about, and that is the recognition of sadness, and that you don't have to escape it, and the idea that you just have to keep on striving.
I do want to stress how important it is to also acknowledge that some people who aren't able to create those lights in the tunnel, and that's also okay. If this pandemic is becoming very stressful and difficult for a lot of people, and
Mm-hmm.
there are no healthy coping mechanisms, that's
Yeah.
also okay because no one has the right or wrong. Like, no one can tell you what you're doing right now is right or wrong.
Right. Yeah.
And this is an important time for everybody to understand that you do have to give your body and your brain a break.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's human nature to seek comfort in others as well. And it's important to reach out to friends. It's important for your friends to reach out if they can. And but it's also important for people to acknowledge themselves during this time that you need to treat your body the way that it is reacting. This is a
Correct. Yeah.
pandemic, this is COVID. Even if it's not affecting you and you are in a privileged position, it's okay to feel sad.
Mm-hmm. That's really profound. And I like what you're saying about sometimes you just have to, just relax, focus on the present, um, one more thing. We have a question right here. Besides working on your love for music and doodling, what have you learned about yourself during these times? That is amazing question. That's an amazing question.
What I've learned about myself during this time, I guess how much we, okay, well, this is personal as well, but like how much you think you take, well, okay, to better phrase this, how much I take for granted human contact outside. I
Mm,
always would go to school and go to classes and be like, oh yeah, my peers are there. It's like a Monday morning. I'm really tired. But I miss that. I miss the experience of going to meet friends outside or being able to just say hi to your neighbor while walking by. And
right.
I learned that, and it's not just me, but it's also for other people, how much
Mhm.
some people will take human contact for granted just because it
Yeah,
was a regular thing on a daily basis. No one would have expected this to happen. But as
yeah,
soon as that's taken away from you, you realize how important that is to us.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing, and I think it's something that we all share.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the importance, we miss the connection, the human interaction interface. So that's that. Thank you so much, Trami, for the amazing question.
Such a hard-hitting question.
It's a hard question. Even I may have not been able to answer that if that was thrown at me on the spot. Now, Anne, I have to thank you once again for joining me tonight. It's been an amazing
Of
time just chatting
course.
with you.
Well,
Um,
I hope
and
everyone enjoyed.
I'm sure it wasn't too difficult for you because you're just being you. Um, so proud as always. Now,
Well,
for those who are joining us tonight and who will be watching this in the future, I hope that again we learned something from this, and that we will continue to follow our series. We have a lot more
like,
stories,
comment, and
individual.
subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. That's it. Tram has one last thing to say. You are so refreshingly honest and true to yourself. Thank you for being so thoughtful and filled with intent with your words and actions.
Aw.
Amen to that. Thank you once again, Anne. Have a good evening. Have a good day.
Have
Sleep
a, oh,
again.
oh yeah, have a good evening. I
don't
think I'm gonna
don't
crawl
finish
back
your
to
coffee and
bed.
sleep. Bye bye. Love
Bye
you.
bye.